walking around on campus today and saw Griffin. Doesn't look great with the cast and the crutches. Is he done for the year?
He looks.
It can be brutally honest.
There's a month left. Can he get out of it? Like, it's unlikely he'll be back, but he's just such a great teammate and a competitor that if he could, he'd do anything possible to get back. So, we'll see, but doubtful.
Coach, for years, UAlbany's always come to the Carrier Dome to go over to Casey Stadium and go to the Capital Region, a region of the state that has a deep lacrosse history as well. Just how cool is that going to be to write this new chapter in this, upstate New York rivalry?
It's one of the reasons we typically play this in the Dome and early is because, the weather is always a factor. So we're going to get to enjoy, rainy and 50, and it'll be good for us to have that experience, and it'll be good. Hopefully we'll have a big crowd and we'll be able to entertain them and have some fun, and always happy to play away with the opportunity to hopefully excite or energize young players to want to look at Syracuse when they grow older and are being recruited. So that's one of the purposes for playing away games.
So it took a long time for this game to arrive in Albany as would you be open to signing future contracts to play out there? I mean,
Let's get through tomorrow and then we'll talk about it.
Coach, can you I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Can you speak to the program that Coach Marr has built over at UAlbany? Kind of a mid-major team and going to the Final Four a couple of years ago. I mean, that's a team that has had a lot of success.
Well, that's obviously his highlight from his team is making a Final Four, and they had tremendous talent, and I'm sure he would love to have that team back. He's built a solid program, mid-major, and you know what? He's a good coach, and with some good talent, he'll have success. So he's certainly ready to compete, and it's gonna be a great game for us.
Who's been standing out to you in practice this week?
We're getting some of our players some experience in the midfield that haven't played a lot, with Matt Mangan and Bert Whistle getting some opportunities to see them get some run this probably Thursday, and it'll be good. There's the usual suspects on the offensive end. Tucker's still dialed in and focused like he is every week, and I think that Owen Sebald's actually been playing really well this week in practice, so hopefully they can step it up. And the defense is communicating as well as ever in practice, and I'm hoping they'll have a big day.
Jacob Fopp, when he got recruited to this program, has been known as someone that's close with his mom, a family type person. How do you feel like that's developed into maybe a leadership role this season?
Well, the face-off position is such unique because you spend a lot of time working on your own or as a face-off group, and but the players, especially the young players, do look up to him. He's a confident player. He believes in his team and his teammates, and he'll do whatever the team needs, and that's what's great about him. And he's really developed. He works really hard, and I think that's a big reason why he's having success.
How do you help the younger players, maybe like a Tyler Cortez or a Corsi, who have never really been in this spot before, where they're losing games by 16 or under 500? How do you help them kind of navigate through maybe such a rocky stretch like this and kind of keep them focused?
Well, I think that's more of your teammates. The teams. Those are your closest friends, the guys, whether it's their class or a couple, older teammates can help them deal with that and move on. And it's about, learn from it, all right? Take what you can from the game and then forget about it and put it in the past and focus on what you need to do in the future to be successful.
Have you noticed them doing a good job of that, maybe game to game this year, and improvement throughout the year?
Yeah, sometimes we do. We had a nice run, a couple wins there, and things were looking good, and they were learning, and then we had a little hiccup. So, hopefully we'll see a positive, and we can, look at this season and say, yeah, they did grow and they did get better, and the entire team did, and that's what we're working towards.
Jacob kind of mentioned that the playoffs kind of start now, postseason starts now for this team. Is that something that you and the rest of the coaching staff has kind of instilled, or is that?
We haven't really gone there yet. we're focused on, you know, every game's super important. Like, I don't think there's anybody on our staff that doesn't want to win every single game, and we treat every game like a playoff, and the way we prepare and the amount of work that my staff puts in is incredible, and so we're dialed in to take every game like a playoff game. So, you know, Albany's no different.
Last two for Coach.
Coach, you talked about in the past about just your attack this year being from non-hotbeds lacrosse was. What can you say just about Tucker, especially coming from Oregon? He had some experience on West Coast travel teams out there, but how he's able to bring kind of that West Coast style of this year?
Well, what Tucker does is he's got incredible drive to be successful. So he's one of our better players at making adjustments. You know, if he's has a habit of shooting like low to low, he'll go out and practice on his own, you know, work on it during practice to change that shot and change the elevation. So he's very capable of making adjustments and working hard so he doesn't make the same mistakes over and over again. I think, you know, that's why he's been our most consistent player on the offense. So we're excited about that.
And he's out there before games usually playing ball on his own and going out before the rest of the team.
That's just his routine. So you know, I don't know if throwing wall ball from 2 feet away is going to make you shoot the ball better or not, but it gets his head right and where he needs to be, and you know, lots of guys have rituals or routines, and I'm okay with that.
Coach, do you have an update on Lucas Quinn or Owen Morrison?
We'll have an update probably early next week, I'm guessing.